Gotta get that touchdown, that home run. I need to shoot a three. It's fourth and goal, the full count. I'ma kill a crossover your D. I'ma hit him with a hat trick, a slick pitch. My team coming at you with a full blitz. You can't elude, we don't miss. Cause we in this to win this. Like it is our business. My skill set is so wicked. We kick it like FIFA. Wear stripes like Adidas. See my face on all of your shirts. My name up in them lights. Going down like Frazier in this crowd, keeping me hype. I need them Sports Center highlights. On prime time, that's my time. My squad about to get right. We up all night, man. We taking over your flow. We about to own your field, and when the ref blow that whistle, then you know it's about to get real. Cause it's game time.
It's game time. Everybody, you're listening to Disputed Sports with your one and only host, Carlos Vernon. Man, what a great day. Hope everybody had a great, awesome Memorial Day weekend. Hope everybody was safe and enjoyed their time with their family and their friends and all the rest of their loved ones. And like I keep saying, this too shall pass, and it slowly but surely is. Stuff is opening up here in the city, and before I get started, I want to let y'all know tomorrow I'm doing a special edition on, about the police brutality and just all this is going on. Hearts, my prayers goes out to the family of George Floyd, the guy that was killed on Monday by the police officer. We're going to get deep into that tomorrow. I'm doing a whole show about that, so don't miss that tomorrow. But as of right now, we're going to continue to get into some sports just to clear everybody's mind up off that tough situation that happened. But my hearts and prayer go out to that family. But like I said, we're going to continue this Stay or Go segment. Where I'm gonna review the AFC South teams. We're gonna talk about their free agency, their draft, and their team history. For those who not familiar with the AFC South, their teams as in the AFC South is the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Tennessee Titans. We're gonna start off reviewing the Houston Texans, formerly known as the Houston Oilers, as everybody knows. The Houston Oilers, they had some great teams. They had some great players. Everybody know Earl Campbell, the refrigerator. Everybody knows about Warren Moon, the great Warren Moon, the first black quarterback to ever play in the league. You had the great Bruce Matthews, great guard. He was a great right guard, Hall of Famer. You had some great players, Jeffrey Haywood. You had some great players, Ernie Gibson. They had some great teams, but nowadays it's called the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans, as everybody know, won this division last year with a 10-6 record, finished first in the division. And remember, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the second round, but they had like a 21-point lead until Patrick Mahomes lit them up, and they ended up losing that game by 24 points. That's just shows you what type of team Kansas City has. But Houston Texans is owned by Janice McNair. They GM is Chris Olsen and Bill O'Brien. Head coach is Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's career record with the Houston Texans is 52-44. He has a 2-4 postseason record. 6 years as the head coach. The offensive coordinator is Tim Kelly. Defensive coordinator is Anthony Weaver. Anthony Weaver been with the Texans since 2006 as a defensive line coach. And the Texans had a really good year. Like I said, it started off with Deshaun Watson. It ends with Deshaun Watson. He's dynamic. He's one of the best young, talented quarterback that's in the game. I really thought he should have went. I really thought he should have went. He should have been the first quarterback taken in that 2017 draft. With when Myles Garrett was the first pick and Mitch Trubisky was the second. I really think a lot of teams passed on them, like especially the Chicago Bears and the Cleveland Browns. I feel like he should have been the first quarterback taken coming out that class, because what he did in college, he beat that great Alabama team twice in the national championship. So that just shows you how talented Deshaun Watson is, and that team that they had. And the thing that shocked everybody this offseason was when they traded DeAndre Hopkins for running back David Johnson, who's on his last leg, who haven't, been the same running back he have in years. So that was questionable about Bill O'Brien, but everybody know Bill O'Brien, he's a gunslinger. I mean, he's a risk taker. He's a risk taker. As you can see, he gave up the first round picks to get Jeremy Tunsil. That was a great pick because he now re-signed that deal with a 3-year, $66 million deal. He's highest paid offensive tackle in football. They also traded for Gareon Conley last year, cornerback from Ohio State that played for the Las Vegas Raiders. Got to get used to saying that. But that DeAndre Hopkins trade, it really shocked the world, because that was like Deshaun Watson blanketed. When they needed to play, you can always count on Hopkins to make a play. But word is that he wanted a contract extension and they wasn't on the same page. Bill O'Brien and him was never on the same page. But I did like what they did in free agency. You can never make up for what DeAndre Hopkins did for this team, but I like they free agent wide receivers they got was Randall Cobb, and they also and what they also traded for Brandon Cooks too. So Brandon Cooks and Cobbs was two great great slot receivers, but they got experience. So I think that'll be okay, but you still will miss DeAndre Hopkins. But I do like that. Other notable free agent signings they had was Roderick Johnson, offensive tackle, because that they offensive line struggled. They also signed quarterback A.J. McCarron, former Brown safety Eric Murray, former Ohio State cornerback Bradley Roby. They basically re-signed him, but he was their best cornerback last year. He's Ohio State. Philip Gaines, cornerback DeAndre Carter, and Darren Phelps, tight end, former Cleveland Browns. So they did a great job in free agency of getting Deshaun Watson some weapons after losing DeAndre Hopkins. But you can never make up for DeAndre Hopkins. Now with their draft picks, I do like what they did. They second round pick was Ross Blacklocks, defensive tackle from TCU. He can help J.J. Watt on that line. Third round pick was Jonathan Greenor. Fourth round pick was Brandon Reed, cornerback from Penn State. I do like that. They do need secondary help. Fifth round pick was Isaiah Coulters, wide receiver out of wide receiver out of Rhode Island. Great, he was a great pickup. You know, because they struggled on the wide receiver side too. You know what I'm saying? With until Corey Fuller get back healthy, I do like what they did. They got a lot of speed on their wide receiver side with Corey Fuller and Brandon Cooks. So Deshaun Watson is gonna love. I mean, he's gonna love throwing the ball deep this year. Some notable names of some notable names y'all will see for this lineup with the Texans. Of course, you're gonna see Deshaun Watson, Duke Johnson or David Johnson, Brandon Cobb, Brandon Cooks, Darren Phelps, J.J. Watts, Jacob Martin, Garyon Conley, Bradley Roby, Eric Murray. So I think overall that the Texans, they did a great job of making up for that trade. But all in all, I do got them winning this division again. Stay or go. I think Bill O'Brien got to prove himself this year. I think this is a make or break year for him. If they don't make the playoffs this year, I think Bill O'Brien has got to go. Of course, Deshaun Watson has got to stay. So overall, I think this team is still can win the division because the division is not that tough. You know, it's not that tough. So I think they still can win the division, but I think this team still need a couple more pieces to be a legitimate championship contender team. Coming up next, we're going to continue with Stay or Go. We're going to preview the Indianapolis Colts. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Back in a minute.
Now, for a limited time, when you switch to Sprint, you can pick up a new Samsung Galaxy Tab A 8-inch on us. That's right, get a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 8-inch on us when you add unlimited data for just $25 per month. Plus, this weekend only, when you switch to Sprint, you'll get $100 via prepaid MasterCard for each new phone you lease. The more lines you switch, the more savings you'll get. There's never been a better time to switch to Sprint. Stop by your local Sprint store during Sizzling Sprint Weekend, August 9th, 10th, and 11th to learn more and check out other great deals. Requires port online registration and 60 days of service before card ships. Card terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Member FDIC. Tab A 8-inch $0 per month after 1042 monthly credit for 24 months. Credit applied within 2 bills. Requires new line and qualifying plan. Video streams up to 480p plus resolution. Music up to 500 kilobits per second. Gaming up to 2 megabits per second. Data deprioritization during congestion. If you cancel early, remaining balance due. Tax due at sale.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millies that keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them trusted cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filings cause of pop. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Cardiac eye. I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be sober, I gotta stay high. Put me some in the can and it's dry. Riding in special like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry.